Hello, this is Ellen Mongan from Wow Mom. Do you have just a minute? Here's my little finger that's saying just a minute. Let's take some time and think about Jesus Christ and our Catholic faith and how we can apply it to the world around us and live in this world as Christian men and women. Today, our word is sacrifice. It's day 31 of 100 days with Jesus, and I see right now I have under my eye a little bit of mascara. See, this is not the perfect podcast to watch. If you're wanting to watch a perfect podcast, it would not be mine. See, in every life, people make mistakes. My little expression is like this. That's my first mistake of the day. Because I make mistakes all the time. That's how I learn. I was just talking with a friend. The journey itself takes you to what you're supposed to learn. And sometimes you have to learn over and over again. Sometimes you don't even know what you're learning, and you look back on it and you go, ooh, that's what I learned. Jesus led up a life to show us to walk in his example, to take up our cross and to follow him. Sometimes in life we have struggles. We have to make sacrifices. One of the most important things I can say about a sacrifice is a mom. I used to say when my kids were really little, a mom's middle name is sacrifice. Mothers are one of the only people I know that can be up all night with a newborn, wake up the next morning with a sick toddler, and cart 3 carpools with the older kids. It's a sacrifice of love. That's just what Jesus did for us. He sacrificed his life out of love for us. And in the midst of that, he suffered. We also suffer sometimes for other people's mistakes or other people's other people's way that they do things. But in life we know that God himself uses everything we have. He works all things together for good. What sacrifice have you made? Sometimes when you love someone, it doesn't seem like a sacrifice at all. It seems like a blessing to be able to give of yourself to a sick child. I had one child that was sick all the time. His name was Sean. He's almost never sick now. And I would call the teacher and say, my son Sean's sick, and I'm sorry, I got to call the school, I'd go, add freely. Do you think I want to stay home with a sick child? He's my 7th child. He's sick. Another child was sick, and I go, is there a soccer game? And then they go, no. I go, okay. Then Josh is sick. So I'm going to tell you this. Sacrifices made out of love for someone still are sacrifices. They're easier to make than if you don't love someone. You're forced to make a sacrifice for them. Like say, I don't know, say a friend and you broke a window and you both needed to pay for it. And you felt like it was his fault and he felt like it was yours and you don't really want to pitch in the money. Well, those are sacrifices to make too. Jesus sacrifices for this. He so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son to that who believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. God sent his Son into this world to redeem us. It was a sacrifice of love. He knew us and he wanted to show us the way to heaven. So today, as you make little sacrifices, there's a couple saints, Saint Teresa's mostly, the 3 Teresas, they were their little way was this, done in love for others. They did small things with great love. That's a good way to be. Do small things each day out of great love for other people. And then do small things each day out of love for people you don't even know. And then do small things each day in big ways for people. We have in our church Lent. It just ended. And in Lent we make small sacrifices out of love for Christ. It teaches us to be able to give greater sacrifices. We start out small. Just like I've trusted you with small things, and now I trust you with larger things. Think about the little boy who had brought the lunch to 5,000 people being fed, and Jesus was going to multiply those loaves because the little boy brought what he had. His small sacrifices of a few barley loaves and some fish, and Jesus prayed over it, and he made many people full and fed. I always like that story because the little boy didn't take a vow. He didn't have a name, just like Noah's wife wasn't written in the Bible. It didn't say the little boy named Tommy, or the little boy named Joe, or the little boy named Billy. He just said the little boy brought and shared what he had. If you think about it, that's all God asks of us. Give what you have, and God will use it to feed the multitude. Maybe you think you don't have anything. Give anyways. Take some time in prayer today and say, what can I give to the King? The most important thing we can give to the King Jesus, the biggest sacrifice we can give, and the most important thing we can give is give him your heart this day. Now, a lot of people believe you give your heart one time. No, it's a daily giving of yourself to him. Waking up and say, here I am, Lord. I came to give you what I have. how little it may seem, I know you'll multiply it to feed others the good news. People are watching us. They're watching us for good or bad. They're saying, like, what is she doing? What is he doing? They're seeing if we're genuine, if we really are serving a living God. They're watching for us to make mistakes. I make them daily. So if you're watching me, a righteous man sins 7 times a day. I'm not trying to, because I know what it costs for Jesus to die on that cross for me. See, so if you're watching other Christians, that's probably not a good plan. Probably the best thing is keep your eyes on Jesus. My favorite thing is one nun used to say to us, Billy, look at your own paper. Billy, you have enough things to do to take care of Billy. Don't have your eyes on others. Have your eyes on Jesus. That's how people walk on the water. Have your eyes on what he's telling you to do. He may be telling you something different than someone else. You may be comparing notes. Did God say that to you? He may not have said it to them. If he said it to you, you best do it. That's the sacrifice we make. The sacrifice to be obedient. But if you think about it, rules make us safe. So this day, if you hear his voice, harden not your heart. Go forth and do what he told you and enjoy the ride. Because that journey you're taking of little things with great love is going to bring you to a place where you're going to be giving greater things to Jesus and being used by him to bring others to his saving love. So today that was Ellen Mongan from Wow Mom. And thank you for taking a minute with me. Thank you for listening and learning together. And thank you for all those little things that you do with great love that no one sees. Because God sees them all. He sees each and every one of them. So have a great day. And I hope all is well. And enjoy the weather. It's almost summertime. Let's enjoy it together.